Hello everyone, it's Alina. Welcome to my Soap General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. At the Jerome Gallery, Sunny's security stood watch while Ava and a young woman named Dana carefully laid a large picture on a table and talked about the benefit earlier that night. Dana offered to stay to help Ava, but Ava protested that it was late and asked the bodyguard to take Dana to her car. After Dana and the bodyguard left, a man crept into the rear room from the alley. Ava assumed that the bodyguard had returned, but when she turned to tell him something, she stopped short. Before Ava could scream, a hand grabbed her mouth. Ava yanked Nikolas away from her and demanded to know what he was doing there. Surprised? Nikolas asked. Ava was not amused, and they immediately began to quarrel back and forth. Ava threatened to call for the bodyguard, but Nikolas reminded her that the room was soundproof. He told her that he wasn't there to injure her. "Stealing my daughter wouldn't hurt me," Ava remarked in a sarcastic tone. Nikolas revealed that he'd been outraged because Ava had allied with Spencer to take Nikolas' newborn from him. Therefore, Nikolas had wanted Ava to know how it had felt. However, he raced to tell her that he had never planned to go through with the threat. Ava remained skeptical, but she shifted gears because she needed to know if Nikolas had killed Austin and if he'd been behind the notes and the pistol. Nikolas denied any role in Austin's death, and he seemed genuinely bewildered about the messages and the pistol. To Ava's amazement, she believed him. When Ava questioned Nikolas what he was doing at her gallery, he stated that he had heard about Austin's death, and he had recognized that, with Mason in jail, no one would be guarding her. Nikolas stated that he had intended to talk to Ava to hash things out. He apologized for causing her anguish, but he pointed out that they had both been duped by Austin and his boss. Ava nodded, and she reminded Nikolas that it hadn't been the first time because Ryan had sent Esmond to break them apart. Nikolas told Ava that he had loved her, so she agreed that she had loved Nikolas too. However, she argued that their troubles had gone beyond Ryan and Esmond's mind games, and she believed it had been inevitable that she and Nikolas would end in heartbreak. Nikolas started to object, but Ava stated that his infidelity with Esmond and threatening to abduct Avery had been too much. "There's no coming back from that. Ever," Ava replied. Ava regarded their love as ill, poisoned, and rotten to its core. Once again, Nikolas apologized, and both he and Ava agreed that Ryan had gotten what he had deserved. "So what if we make sure Esmond gets hers too?" Nikolas asked. At the Quartermain estate, Tracy entered the living room, grumbling about the ruckus she'd heard while watching the New Year's Eve countdown. Brooklyn revealed that her mother and Olivia had gotten into an altercation, but she kept things purposefully ambiguous. Tracy pretended fear that Lois may pack up and go, but Brooklyn became distracted when Tracy's phone continually chimed with notifications. Tracy tried to dismiss it as insignificant, but Brooklyn believed that her grandmother was hiding something. Before Tracy could stop her, Brooklyn scooped up Tracy's phone and reviewed Tracy's text messages. Brooklyn was astonished when she spotted a flood of text messages from Scott. Teasingly, Brooklyn hinted that Lucy had been accurate about Tracy being lonely. Tracy was not amused, but Brooklyn informed Tracy that it was acceptable if Tracy wanted to have some fun with Scott. Tracy denied that there was anything between her and Scott, and she accused Scott of pestering her with inappropriate text messages. Brooklyn reminded Tracy that Tracy could tell Scott to stop. Brooklyn read a few of the text conversations and grinned since it was evident to her that Scott had been flirting with Tracy. A little while later, Chase arrived to take up Brooklyn. She was thrilled to see him since she was ready to go home. She told him that her mother had stirred up controversy in 2 different events, but she didn't go into detail. When Brooklyn revealed that she felt awful since Lois was in town to see her, Chase reminded her that Lois made her own choices, and no one could tell Lois what to do. Chase suggested that they collect the bottle of champagne they had opened earlier and go home. Brooklyn consented, but she cautioned him that Tracy was in the living room, flirting with Scott. As Tracy looked at a snapshot taken earlier that night, she observed Scott and Lucy at the bar, snuggled together over Scott's phone. Tracy smiled. Lucy emotionally recalled Bobbie's kindness after BJ had died. Laura agreed that she and Bobbie had had their disputes in the beginning, but Laura would always value the tight friendship that she and Bobbie had built. Bobbie was a sister to me. Luke or no Luke, I loved her, Laura remarked. Scott revealed that he had loved Bobbie too. I still do, he said. According to Scott, when he and Bobbie had been terrific, they had been really great, but he'd been unable to make it endure. He recalled his love for Bobbie, and he argued that perhaps it had never been meant to last. Laura suggested that it had been deeper than that, a kinship that couldn't be put into words. Your forever friend, Lucy suggested. Kevin admitted that it described Bobbie exactly. Later, Scott, Laura, Lucy, and Kevin raised their glasses to drink to Bobbie, the heart of Port Charles, Scott stated. Heaven got a little more special tonight, Kevin said. Laura reluctantly agreed as Scott looked up with tears in his eyes. Till I see you again, Bobbie, Scott said. To Bobbie, they exclaimed in unison as they clinked their glasses together. At the Savoy, Michael told a furious Sonny that Nina had reported Drew and Carly to the SEC. At the same time, Willow and Nina strolled in. Willow demanded to know what was going on, so Michael recommended that they leave to give Sonny and Nina privacy. Sonny pointed out that it wasn't required, as everything was out in the open. Nina choked back tears as Sonny inquired if she had been the one who had ratted out Drew and Carly. I'm so sorry, Nina gently replied. Sonny was happy that Nina hadn't disputed it. Shocked, Willow understood that the accusation had been accurate. You put this whole nightmare in motion? Willow asked. Nina started to explain, but when she took a step toward Willow, Willow recoiled and urged Nina not to approach closer. Nina immediately drew away, and she turned to explain things to Sonny. She convinced Sonny that she had been on her way to the Savoy to tell him everything, but he wasn't interested in hearing Nina's justifications. I just want to know why. Why, Nina? Do you hate the mother of my children so much that you'd want to send her to prison, out of spite? Sonny questioned. Nina denied tipping off the SEC out of pure spite, but Sonny didn't believe her. She agreed that it had played an influence, but she emphasized that Willow had been dying. And the whole time Carly knew I was her mother, Nina claimed. Nina was certain that if Carly had disclosed the truth, Liesl could have donated her bone marrow sooner. Don't you dare make this about me, Willow said. Nina revealed that she had spent years seeking for her daughter, and she'd been scared that she may lose Willow to the cancer. Sonny understood that Nina had had a right to be angry with Carly, but he didn't understand why Nina had tied Michael and Ned into the matter. What? Willow asked. Sonny apologized to Michael, but Michael told his father that all was fine. Furious, Willow demanded to know how long Michael had known the truth about Nina, so Michael stated that he had learnt the truth soon after Sonny and Nina's wedding. Shocked that Michael had concealed the truth from her for months, Willow stormed out. Michael met up with Willow on Pier 54, but her rage hadn't eased. She was outraged that he'd known that her mother had lied to everyone, and that he had let Ned take the blame for what Nina had done. Michael explained that he'd been attempting to protect Willow, but she resented him using her as an excuse and accused him of being just as terrible as Nina. Willow claimed that she was not a wilting flower who needed to be hidden from the world, and he should have given her the truth right away. Like you told me the truth about your cancer diagnosis? Michael asked. Willow was taken aback that he would throw something in her face. Michael apologized, but he said that he'd been trying to protect Willow from the reality about Nina the same way that Willow had tried to protect him when she had discovered about her disease. He revealed that he'd seen how close Willow and Nina had gotten, but Willow denied that she and Nina were close because Nina had always canceled arrangements and avoided family trips. As Willow talked, she recalled how frigid Michael had always been whenever Nina's name had been raised, and she suddenly realized that there had been another reason that he had kept Nina's secret. So what do you guys think about this update? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like my videos, please press like and subscribe for more. I'll see you guys next time.